kind of dark in here. Well, let me see. Yeah, I need some more lighting, but I think you guys can see me. So, I think today should be regarding a little bit of these sellouts, these coons. How can we as black people get ahead when we have a high percentage of coons, high percentage of sellouts, a high percentage of people who gonna run at the first sight of a white person in a uniform, or as soon as they say go, a slave retriever. You know what I mean? How can we advance that way? These are all obstacles that they say it only affects a certain select few. You know, which in so many ways you're right. It only affects certain people who are actually out here fighting to be separated from the racism, the discrimination, and then the hatred for self. You have to deal with all that. So, what is the solution to that problem? And I think maybe if we start collecting spiritual awareness as a whole of who we are, I think we'll start to understand. Because that is what's one of the main keys of keeping black people down is the education. You educate them on what you want them to be, what you want them to know, the direction you want generations and generations to grow of those people, which in our case are African American people, black people, whatever you want to call yourselves, that's another issue too. So, we got some people, don't even know what part of Africa they from. So, of course, naturally, they're going to have to say I'm African American. Don't know now part of African culture. Don't know anything about, you know, where they come from besides being on that slave ship. And today, what we're dealing with today. So, yeah, religion plays a part into that. All this is programming, people. All this is programming. This is something you got to wake up and realize, and that's one of the first steps of really making a change for all of us as a whole. There's never going to be 100% complete happy when you have so many different personalities in a race, any culture, any group. You got people with different moods, different attitudes, different beliefs, different directions. You know what I mean? So it makes it a struggle as being a leader, as being even a citizen. You may not know it, but you feeling it. You got motherfuckers complaining about I gotta work. Motherfuckers I can't get health care. My kids are being shot in the street. So obviously there's a problem with society, and it's not a small one. And all this has been in the plans, man. All this has been in the works. All this has been almost in the plans since they wrote the Bible. You know, come on, people. You got to think about how advanced, but yet how failed they are as well. You know what I mean? They holding us down. But like you say, there's always some people in every group that's gonna be different. That's gonna want to go a different direction. You know. So, and that's the problem we have right here in our community. But main thing is we don't even know who the fuck. Well, I ain't gonna say we, because I know who I am. I know who I am. I know where I come from. I know what I stand for. I know what I'm about. I know what I'm not about. So for anyone to tell you different than what I'm telling you, there's a motherfucking lie. Because you're not gonna sit here and tell me you know me better than I know my motherfucking self, and you don't even know who the fuck you are. You know what I mean? So that's that. You're dealing with some serious issues that are life threatening. You know what I mean? Each thing has a different level. Each tier, man, is determines on the individual's thinking. It determines on who that person are, is where you're placed on this tier by your governments, by the powers to be. It's not all just government. You have private organizations that are involved with steering human beings in the direction that they feel is best for society, for man. So where's the black people's representation at? Where's your land at, African American person? You know, who do you identify yourself with? Right now, we got all these street rules. We got all this old, you know what I mean? These different codes, but yet we still don't have a system that's for us. But yet we still crying poor. Yet we still stuck on stupid. You got idiots. You got motherfuckers 90, you know what I mean, 80, 70 years old that don't know anything besides what they do. You know, so if you're refusing to grow, how the fuck you're gonna tell somebody else or lead somebody else or steer them in the right direction of growth when you're not growing? You're not growing. You know what I mean? So, and that goes back to the coons. It's different tiers. You know, you got coons that's just on the regular, you know, on the cotton fields, go to work every day, just kiss ass for no reason. Then you got political coons. You know, you have shit, military coons. You know, it's just crazy. It's you got so many different levels that the average citizen don't have time to think about shit like that because they got bills. You know what I mean? They got to keep this job. They got to keep this facade as well of integrating with someone who is superior than them because they have you as the black person has to call someone else boss. You know what I mean? Who does all the corporate owners call boss? Who does all the highest officials in the government really call boss when they are immune to just do whatever fuck they want to do? So, you know, what do we do as a people? What are we doing? And that's it's just I could go on and talk for days about this issue because of the tiers, because of the levels. And majority of you know them. You know the level that you're on. You know, so we have to start breaking them down, and it's going to take sessions. That's why we're going to be doing videos. That's why we're holding meetings. That's why we're doing everything we possibly can to start deprogramming people of this fucking coonish uh, thinking. You know, this thinking that oppresses your own children. This thinking that oppresses your own community. This thinking that makes you look stupid as fuck. To be honest, you know, you know, if you're not talking about helping the majority of your own kind, even though the majority of your own kinds are the one out here murdering you, stealing from you, robbing you, beating you up, but it's a whole system, man, of of how this started. It's not right to punish the victims because they've been victimized, basically. But you know, it's accountability as well, self accountability. But if you don't know yourself, if you just follow shit, you're learning the wrong shit. Of course, you're gonna have what you have here, the black person in America, where 95% of these motherfuckers will suck a white man's ass for a good job. You know what I mean? Come on, for a car, for a house, they'll sell their motherfucking soul for. They'll sell their kids. They'll sell their mamas just because their lives has been so fucked up. Instead of standing up and having some pride and trying to make it better for the next motherfucker. You don't see that too often. Very rare. Those are the ones that get assassinated. But we can change that. And I'm doing it right now because I'm on video talking to you. I'm on video trying to explain to you how to go about, you know, thinking freely, you know. Examine it. Examine my work. Examine our work. We got people out there that are just doing it. I love y'all, man. Educated. And not on the European culture, but common sense. You know what I mean? Education from different cultures, from different sides of the world, different views. You know? A real person who's seeking the truth learns from everything, not just one fucking thing, not just one culture. That's what made us great in the beginning. That's how we build it. You know what I mean? before the pyramids. We'll go back. You know what I mean? I'll take y'all back a little bit before there. You know, because I've learned from a lot of great black professors. You know, around the world. You know? So it's and I kind of pick up real quick. But anyway, yeah, black people we was great before the pyramids come along, man. They learned that shit before that. You know, a civilization of all black people where we had an agriculture system. We had motherfucking everything that we needed that was so advanced right now. They still use a lot of this shit today. The techniques, the teachings, the spiritual awakenings, the military aspects. You see, way back, we had a way of grouping up. It wasn't gang. We wasn't brutal, but we know how to defend. We, you know, it's a big world, man. You know, it's a big world. We grow, and that goes back to the different personalities. That goes back to the different views. As things advance, people change and want to go different direction. And those who are loved and those who are liked usually pick up the ones who are feeling the same way to move uh, a movement into a different direction. You know, which is why you have these different parties now. You know, these different tribes. You know, they learn from a different viewpoints of different things, but they all come from one place. This is the African land, the African mother, the African queen. You know what I'm saying? The African woman. You know, before there was a word God. You know, so we we are great people. But if you don't know this about your bloodline, you know, then the best thing you can do is to look, soul search, depending on your age. If you're old now, you still can do it, but you got to soul search real quick, man, because time is running out. Man doesn't live forever, but your legacy can. What you leave behind, you know what I mean, should be written on the walls like the Egyptians did. They shit's still around, you know, because we was great people. But Egyptians is something else too. That's another thing that we'll leave to the Kemet experts and all those people who love to get into the Egyptian culture and all that stuff. I just like talking about it, researching it, learning about it. I'm from Los Angeles, California, man. You know what I mean? Different whole nother era, different whole nother time, man. West Coast, man. We out here. We living a whole different lifestyle, and we're waking up. And it seems like about thousands every day because I get emails. I get messages telling me, man, I've learned more just by going on Facebook on your pages and your posts than I've learned in my life. And keep in mind, you know, these are some professors, doctors, you know what I mean? All kinds of scientists. I chill with them. I learn from them. I communicate with them, you know. So, but back to what's going to help you, what's going to help the masses, you know. They say a person who can't help themselves can't help anybody else, but that is wrong. That's completely wrong. Any person can help anybody at any time of day, any time. Fucking Satan could pop out the fucking hell right now and do something good for somebody in their life right now. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we're at a stage of desperation as the black people because we've never had anything in this land that was remotely considered our own. We always had the threat of white people over us, always. And now even at 13%, and they make up 73%. We'll say 68% because they dying out fast. We'll say 68% now. We still 12%, 10%. The numbers that you guys be getting be totally wrong because you listening to media. Who runs the fucking media, people? Come on now. Who runs all these networks? There's 4 or 5 families that run every fucking station that you guys get information from that are white supremacists, that are haters. But yet you rely on those sources to think that you know something. Right. Motherfuckers better wake up and get to the truth. I do, and these are the reasons why I deal with so many different organizations, why I do try to verify shit, why I cross-reference, cross-check. You know what I mean? People don't know, man. You can't help. You're not gonna be really helping your future generation, man, of kids, man, if you're not trying to make it better for yourself and them right now, instead of just thinking about self, thinking about that crab in the barrel shit, that hater bullshit. It could be done. Every other race got their embassies. Every other race got everything. Except for you guys who consider yourself African Americans. but don't know nothing about Africa. You're an African American man, which came around in the late 70s, early 80s, huh? Y'all black leaders came up with that shit, you know. But it is what it is. You're entitled to what you're owed. You're entitled to get what you can get, you know. But it's clear, like they say in the Dred Scott case, you really are not considered a human being, which is why the system doesn't work for you guys, which is why the Constitution doesn't apply to black people. It's called the Dred Scott case. Check it out, man. And it goes deeper than that, but people, it's a wreck. But it's better than what you guys know, because I see it. I get the letters from people. I get the messages from people. I get that information from people out in the streets, out in the fields, as y'all call it. You know, and I respond accordingly, and I'm proud of them. Just keep fighting, keep fighting. You know, all this integration shit everybody want to appease to the white man because they running shit. See, that's that coward coon shit I'm talking about right there, man. That's that we have to get along. We need them. We have to use them. They run everything. Yeah, you ain't tired of that? You feel like do you feel like a human being now? You know what I'm saying? Now that you know this information that you got a motherfucker over you, and you have it, do you feel less than a man, less than a human, less than a woman now? You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to stand up and fight for something. You know? You better learn how to try to, get your own shit. And I don't mean a house, a car. Of course, those are, necessities a motherfucker got to worry about, you know what I'm saying, right now. But you need your own laws. You need your own territory. You need your own freedom. You need your own independence, man. You know? You need a system where you follow the proper courses, the redress, and you can have it achieved. You get shit resolved fairly. But your man is man. They say corruption is corruption, but like I said, I was going to give you the little brief history about before the Egyptians telling how great black people was, and it goes back to then. That's that example. Before all that shit was taken, we had systems like this where people could go and debate, where they can go and discuss and learn and get wrongs corrected without further being wrong, generation after generations. A lot of this barbaric shit did not come around until the European culture started hitting the scene. Until the black man, brung them out in caves, washed their asses, and shaved them down. You know what I mean? That type of shit. But, my whole thing is to get away. They always teach you as a young person, why would you want to hang around bad people, but yet y'all stay wanting to, you know what I mean, kick it with these motherfuckers who killing you. Try to work things out with these motherfuckers who's killing you. You know, when you right, you right. You got a right to defend yourselves. But what you don't have a right to do is fucking endanger everybody else because you want to be a bitch. Because you want to be you know what I mean, a little coward. When you don't know, you don't know. Shut the fuck up and find out. Stop pretending like you know shit when you don't. Ask fucking questions. Didn't they teach you that in elementary? You would think, but the way America look right now, the way these niggas is running around here looking, your elders, so smart but yet ain't achieved nothing yet really. You know what I mean? Yeah, that shit. We gonna get up out of here. It ain't time to run. It ain't time to be cowards. It ain't time to just bow down. You know? How y'all kids looking at y'all? How you gonna get mad at your kids when you motherfuckers is cowards using your kids to stay alive? Any man with the spirit of an African blood, man, knows a warrior, nigga. We stand up and fight for our kids, man. We stand up and show them the right way. We don't let generations after generation fail, be oppressed by motherfuckers who basically stole our shit. You can tell they have no decency. They have no kindness in them. They're struggling to survive, which is why they're killing everybody. So what do? I gave y'all format, 66 proven ways. We keep them up there all day. You can do what you need to do. Yeah. We support those who support us, man. I'm not carrying the dead weight. Neither none of my men, nobody I know, is gonna carry the weight of a motherfucker who's sabotaging them. Yeah, you could be looking for it and trying to find a body bag when you do shit like that. And you got the right one, baby. We don't mind. Less cowards, the less problems we all have in life. That's just why we as black people are going through what we're going through now. We don't have the African spirit of warriorism in us. We don't have that spirit of fight. Every blue moon, we'll have a generation of that starts off as positive and strong and thriving until these white men come and tear us down. And then it goes astray. It becomes another element of our society of oppression. It becomes another destructive form to destroy ourselves. Why our oppressor looks at us like we're fucking idiots because our elders didn't stand up. But sometimes, it's why you have to have those young warriors. So our elders can sit back and relax and give us sound advice and sound wisdom. But if you listen to half of these fucking elders nowadays, you'll see why you'll never have your own shit. And you see why you don't have your own shit today. Everything's about evidence, what you can prove, man. Fuck what you talking about. Fuck what you saying. What can you prove, man? Everybody got a mouth they can talk. Everybody got an asshole too they can shit. You know? That don't mean nothing. Everybody ain't got no evidence because half of the motherfuckers, like I say, don't even know who they are. Don't know the first fucking step about what they are. But they know how to fuck up shit, though. They know how to talk about the next motherfucker, though. They know how to tell the next person, oh, this is what you're doing wrong, this is that. Instead of bringing solutions that are sane and being able to communicate and reach out to a person. Everybody is not the same, man. That's what makes leaders and that's what makes followers. And once motherfucker just determine out what the fuck you are, then you'll stay in your lane. If you know you weak, stay in your weak lane. If you know you a motherfucking GTO, nigga, you get out there and you hit that highway. You tear the road up, you burn it down. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how we get down. You love yourself, you love your people, you gonna stand up for yourself and your people. And the only way you gonna ever be free, and they're not teaching y'all this, is having your own nationality, your own flag, your own land, your own currency. Shit that you recognize that it resembles you, your history, your struggle, your fight, your mama, your dad. You know, if they're that type of people who are rememberable. Like I say, you got old idiots just like you got young idiots. At least the youngsters have a reason to be fucking idiots because they're young. What is an old person's reason for being an idiot? Yeah, that's how we get down. But anyway, all power to the people. I ain't had a chance to get up here and do our conference call. Vice President went, has been trying to handle his personal issues and do what he has to do. And I've been taking out all the soldiers out there in the field with your arms, in uniform. But we're gonna get a little bit better. We're gonna get a little bit better. We're gonna start representing our flags on our vehicles. We're gonna put our flags up on our doors, our windows, wherever we go. You're gonna see that flag. And it doesn't just stand for a flag because that's part of our struggle, that what we want, independence. And this is what we're going through to get it. And this is who's helping us get it. And this is what they represent. So, let all power be to the people, all people. You know, you only gonna get what you fight for in this war, people. That's why they trying to steal your minds. That's why they trying to program you. That's why they trying to break you down in every fashion, in every form. You better learn this shit. You want to be a civilian, but it's you civilians that's out here getting killed and getting everybody else killed. You want to practice the truth, you better start exercising the truth. You better start believing in the truth from day one. Right is right, wrong is wrong. It's not what you know, it's how you execute what you know. You can know everything in the fucking world, but if you don't know how to use none of that shit, it don't do you no good. So, we're gonna put everybody in their little proper zone, their category where they need to be. Everybody say, oh, I'm free. You can't put me here, but yet you in this system. You've been placed already. You're a number. You're a social security number. That's what your government think about you. They value you as a number, as a war horse, as a slave, as a worker, not a human being, not a person, not an individual. The Constitution says you are supposed to have more rights than just the average motherfucking corporate group. Individual rights matter just as much as collective rights, mass rights, and civil rights, all that shit, man. But if you don't know this, it does you no good. And even when you know this shit, they still find ways around it. I know this shit. I work with these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? I work with these motherfuckers on so many different issues, drafting bills. And a lot of people don't even know this because I do things and I don't need people to know. I like my private life. I'm a personal man, but I also know how to socialize or I wouldn't be where I'm at. People like to listen. They like to ask questions. They like to tell me what's going on in their life, what's going on in their views. That's how you know you're a leader. I don't just sit out here. I'm on the front lines as well. But there's so many different front lines. Half of you wouldn't even know it. You just think being out here marching, displaying guns is just the only front line you have. Better recognize what your mission is, the overall mission. The goal is to motherfucking make sure our kids can live free without being poisoned in so many different ways. You know, black people wake up, man. Y'all waking up. Y'all waking up, though. You're waking up, but we're gonna have to get up now. We have to get up because we ain't getting out. Ain't no going back to Africa unless you want to go on a vacation. You better recognize these are stolen lands here. We was here before they got stolen. So what the fuck that make you, black man? You're natives of these motherfucking lands. You're indigenous of these motherfucking lands. They visitors ruling you on your shit. You know? Better talk that real shit when you talk to real people. Like I said, it ain't what you know, it's how you use what you know. I use it to enlighten my people, to try to better their lives since these motherfucking white folks want to try to make it so hard for me because they know I love what I love. Beware the enemy that's in your camps as well. Everything that look black ain't black, as we see due to the lack of progress for the overall black person on these stolen lands. So, I gave you a nice 30-minute video. I just want y'all to know, you see, this is who doing this. This is who's orchestrating this, baby. This is who's helping your people. This is who's helping your child. This is who's trying to make your life better. Yeah, all power to the people. I am the Black Panther Party President, Eric Griffin, 2017, baby. But now, it's 30 minutes of funk rawness. That real diggity. And I ain't gonna stop. I'm gonna try to hit y'all every day. I don't need to be out here like that, knowing that these motherfuckers trying to assassinate me. You know. But when you in enemy territory, what the fuck you expect? You're already being murdered. You on enemy grounds. According to them. But like I told you, these is your lands. You better learn your topography. You better learn your terrain. You know what I'm saying? This is your territory. They on enemy grounds. They got y'all minds thinking y'all fucking history started with slavery by coming here on the slave ship when you motherfuckers was already here. Fuck, man. Better recognize.